Since you've been gone, and what the?
No.
What's going on, dude? This isn't the loving, pop, happy song that I remember from the OSL.
Yeah.
This is the ever OSL. Oh yeah, okay. So we're starting a new season here, everybody. My sincere apologies, folks. I am Matt with Matt and Steve SC here with Moletrap, my favorite StarCraft commentating friend who happens to live near me.
Hello there. I'll be playing the part of Steve today.
Yeah, that's right. He is literally playing the part of Steve because I'm pretty much here just to screw around and watch the games, and Steve is actually there to give his technical savvy. So in this case, it's Moletrap giving his technical savvy.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work, man, because I just screw around and watch games, too.
It's true. You just know more than I do. But anyways, we're going to be commentating Group D here. We are starting off with Jangbi versus Barracks. Well, I think we've all pretty much already decided kind of where we think this game is going to go. But who knows? We were doing the MST, and spoiler alert. Well, I'm not going to give the spoiler alert. Yeah, I am, because the game happened a week and a half ago. But Lita lost to Fire Fist twice, so anything can happen, apparently, in StarCraft.
Yeah, we've actually had a fair amount of upsets recently. Some sort of moral upsets in the prelims, but also some real major upsets in the group stages of the OSL. And again, this also happened a while back, so I don't mind spoiling it, that Bisu, the great Bisu, who I expected to win the OSL this season, was eliminated by none other than a cheesy newbie by the name of Shine, who I thought played pretty impressively, but they call him the 5-minute bourgeois apparently because he plays well in like the early game. Artosis said in his thing that in his weekly update thing that he's known in Korea as just being this cheesy guy. There's Chill, by the way.
Yeah, that bastard.
We're all very jealous of him sitting over there in Korea.
Yeah.
Anyway, but also Jangbi has been playing kind of crap lately. He's not been playing up to his fullest potential. I mean, obviously, a few months ago, he was one of the 6 dragons, what they called the 6 kind of top Protoss players that were reigning. And he was really, really playing well. But in Pro League this season so far, I mean, last season in Pro League, he just did not do very well for the team at all. And Stork kind of fell off too, so Khan failed. And this season, I don't think he's won a game in Pro League yet this season. Maybe one game. Yeah, so Jangbi is not really in top form. And Barracks occasionally, he's got a little bit of experience on stage.
Right.
He's played in Pro League before, so he's not a complete newbie.
Not like that guy.
So, anyway, point being, we'll have to see what can happen. I mean, anything can happen here.
Right.
Anyone can pull off something crazy and cheese or whatever.
Right.
And we'll just have to see. But yeah, I'm still gonna. That said, I'm still favoring Jangbi to pull it out here because I'm maybe it's all in my mind, but I think he's trying to pull out of his slump right now. I really hope he is at least.
Well, we're hoping to, and one thing Steve has mentioned, and just to mention, it looks like Jangbi did go for Gateway first, so we might see a little more aggressive play, and then Barracks was building his Barracks last I checked. So, there you go for that, and Core going up. But Steve, one thing Steve has mentioned is that I think people throw around the word slump pretty loose when it comes to StarCraft. Like, if you have something that's really, really good, and then all of a sudden they lose a few games, especially if they're big games, right? Then all of a sudden they're kind of in a slump. And so, like, I give an example of, like, Fantasy. Fantasy's always been a pretty strong player, but he tends to lose big games, a.k.a. OSLs. But then he's pretty strong up at that point. So maybe there should be some new category for a player who, never can quite get there. But in the case of Jangbi, he has actually been slumping. I mean, he's lost the majority of his games. And so certainly, I mean, I would like to see him pull out of that and get back into things here. So we see the second gateway coming up here, and Jangbi's gonna try to get probably some Dragoons up, and I haven't seen any sort of wall-in or anything like that. In fact, why don't you talk about this map, because it's a little more difficult to do a wall-in. This is Eye of the Storm, which I have actually not commentated a game on, so why don't you talk a little about that while we're doing this. We have a hidden probe?
We might be seeing some shenanigans over here on the bottom.
God.
We might be probably a proxy robo or something like that, since he's already got his core down.
Yeah, that's right.
Possibly hidden Templar tech, or he could just be waiting so he can run his. Nope, there's a pylon.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we didn't see a wall in, but this map, as they showed for a moment earlier, has a very, very narrow choke point to it. The Dragoon's walking through it right now, so it's still going to be reasonably easy for Barracks to defend that choke point if something was going on. Although it was a little risky of him to not wall and not do anything like that, because if Jangbi had gone for early aggressive Dragoons,
Two-gate or something,
he could have forced his way in there. Oh, that Marine came so close. That Marine was over there simply to scout for proxies, and he did not go far. No, he didn't see it. He did not go far enough.
They're showing on the mini-map.
They're showing his FP view, and there's no red building on the mini-map there.
That's ridiculous, dude.
And
that is ridiculous.
And here comes that pressure from Jangbi, but it's a little bit too late. The bunker's already up. I mean, it is a long distance between their bases, but still.
Right.
Anyway, so Proxy Robo going down, and he's got range upgraded as well, so he's going to be able to put some pressure on with these Dragoons, just make him repair that bunker. It's not going to be any lasting effect here or anything like that.
Unless he doesn't repair it fast enough.
Unless he doesn't repair. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God.
So close. Oh, man, I think that bunker went to single-digit hit points for a moment. If there had been another Dragoon, that would have been the end of the game right there. But now he scouts the Robo, so he definitely knows it's there now.
Well, the key is that Barracks is not going to be able to push out to take care of that anytime soon. So, I mean, Jangbi right now, if he can keep the contain on and keep the pressure on, then he can hold off. Obviously, though, once Barracks, gets a couple tanks out, I mean, he might decide to go for a little push himself to try to take out that Robo, and that certainly is not what Jangbi wants. Not a very good move. But again, Jangbi's keeping the pressure on, keeping a couple SCVs from mining, and I'm assuming at this point that we are going to have the siege mode researching at this moment, so at some point he'll be able to pull out, but we are going to see a drop coming up here from Jangbi, a Dragoon and a couple of Zealots coming in right now in the back, and Jangbi is going to actually elevator a couple of these down here, so he's actually going to get a pretty sizable little army in the back. I think that Barracks should be able to hold this off if he micros properly, because he does have about 3 or 4 tanks right now, but one of the turrets going down, and he's running his units away. He could be possibly waiting for siege at this point. I think Jangbi really needs to run in there and actually try to do some damage. He doesn't need to be sitting there attacking the eBay at this time. Jangbi, get in there, buddy. Yes, you're right. So Jangbi's going in right now. He's getting some SCV kills, and the siege mode is down, and this is what Barracks was waiting for.
Nice.
And he's not sieging any of his other tanks, though, and that is a mistake.
Slaughter.
Yeah, that is a mistake. I think this might actually be the game here, although he's trying to surround the Dragoons and kind of failing. There's actually a good surround right there. So he's able to kill the units with his SCVs, but he should have used his tanks, which he did not use.
Yeah, he didn't protect his tanks very well at all, and so he lost 2 of them, possibly a third.
I think it was 3, yeah.
I didn't see if that one in the back got killed off eventually, but now, and that's the thing, is you need that tank supply so you can siege up everywhere and protect against the Reaver, and now he does not have any way. And look at this, he's even coming in the front with more Dragoons, taking down that bunker, and whoa, very, very close to that tank, and if he can land a Scarab in those SCVs, but he's just going straight for the tanks.
How is that still good?
Wow. Very
that was a
nicely
lucky
done.
Scarab, man. Yeah.
Oh, taking out SCVs as well. And so this is just beautiful, because now the Terran is going to be so far behind. Even if he pulls this off and manages to survive, which, he needs to get a Dragoon hit on that tank, kill it off. But even if he survives, he's not going to be able to push for, forever, and Jangbi will be able to take all the map, and I'm surprised Jangbi hasn't expanded yet actually, but he is just pumping Dragoons towards the front right now, and so Barracks is having trouble with mining. Jangbi now camping the factory with his Reaver, and now the Dragoons are in the front. It's
pretty much over. I mean Jangbi has excellent shuttle micro with his Reavers, and has only taken a couple hits on that Reaver so far. There's 1 tank, no mining going on. You can see at the bottom. That's right, this is the OSL. We actually have a count at the bottom right, so I have to start using it. I was used to the MSL where they don't for some reason. I don't know why everybody doesn't. But again, he has gotten so many shots off, and I didn't catch the Reaver. How many kills the Reaver has? 10 kills on the Reaver. Just add about 5 to that. And folks, this game is over here. I'm not sure. There we go. There's the GG
from Barracks.
All caps GG. He wants to shout it to the world that he just gave up that game. Yeah, not very impressive play by GG, and I would say a really good a really good backdoor attack by Jangbi. That was a good move. There's only one way in the base, so you got to try to make yourself another way in. And I think Jangbi looked well. He looked good. He kept that Reaver alive the entire time.
I like how he reacted to the fact that he was scouted by going in, by ferrying his troops in early, and while the Reaver was still on the way. And I think that's what won the game for him, because otherwise there would have been turrets everywhere. He would have been sieged up in his own base. There wouldn't have been a whole lot he could do. It would have been much harder to break in there if he'd waited for the Reaver. So he saw he got scouted, and he said, all right, I need to move now before he's prepared for it. And he did, and he wasn't prepared for it. And then a little bit of bad micro didn't help Jangbi's situation. Didn't hurt Jangbi's situation either. So
Right. Well, we're going to go on to game 2 here. Based on that performance, I don't have a whole lot of hope for Barracks, but we'll move on.